Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Umbrella S Academy 2025 prelims discussion. So I'll be discussing set A today. So let's start with the question one, and I'll also show you how the approach should be in the exam. So with reference to investments, consider the following. Always in this type of questions, I asked you to focus more on especially these things like alternate investment funds. Okay. So there are four options. They have given bonds and stocks, and they have given some new things like hedge funds and venture capital. So here, generally, normal investments when we see, they are basically bonds and stocks. Okay, and stocks are also generally normal investments. And also in four, I told you generally what should be the possible answer in four. So the possible answer could be only two as well. So this we already discussed. So here mostly the answer will be hedge funds and venture capital. Is it clear? Now coming to Reserve Bank of India, income sources of Reserve Bank of India, which cannot be the answer in this, in second question, which cannot be the answer. Very good, very good. Four cannot be the answer. Four cannot be the answer. So at least I'll eliminate four, and here also I'll eliminate four. Okay. So now, if I eliminate four, then there is 1 2 or 1 to 5. So can you tell me here 5 should be there in the option or not? And this is 5 statements question, 5 statements. So should 5 be there? So best option also you can see, you can go for only 3, 1, 2 and 5. So already we discussed this best option. Anyways, content wise, signage you know, right? So signage includes income from what? Signage includes income from printing. Okay, fine. Now, third statement, if you see, they have asked you a difficult question, especially I told you, especially in these type of questions, I asked you to which should be the best option in these type of questions. Like three pairs are there, all the things should be correct in this. So in the last class also, I told you in this best option will be the best option in this question will be only one. In generally other questions I asked you to go for only two, but in this type of questions like three things are there in the same question, so generally I asked you to go for only one, and the answer is also only one. Yes, some of the keys are giving as only two, but still I'll say why it is only one. I'll give you the answer. Directorate of Enforcement, is it Ministry of Finance or Ministry of Home Affairs? Ministry of Finance. So definitely this is wrong. Next, this is definitely right. Everyone knows that. Why do you think statement this one is wrong? Any idea? Why statement 3 is wrong? Because of the function. Yes, because of the function, basically it is wrong. So what this function is basically for which organization? DG RM. Okay, so there is a organization called DGRM. Okay. So DGRM, you just go and see the organization, you'll find out. Okay, Director General of Risk Management. So Director General of Risk Management basically does carrying out big data analytics. No, so definitely here only one is the answer. And more or less, yes, some of the keys have given only two. You can consider this answer as only one definitely. Okay, so there is no issue in that. There is no dilemma in this. The answer is definitely only one. Okay, so please correct your keys or answers if you are following them. Please correct them. Next here, Reserve Bank of India, obviously you will eliminate this and you will go for only two, which is an easy question. Okay, so this is basically what? Is it RBI or SEBI? Definitely it is SEBI. Next, in India, non-financial, see again that is overthinking. First of all, I asked you not to go for neither one, not to immediately. It is just saying that a company submitting BSR makes disclosure in the report that are largely non-financial in nature. Last year, did I say largely in one of the statement? If you remember, last year, largely India is preventive rather than curative. Do you remember this statement? 2024 question paper. Largely India is curative rather than preventive. This already we discussed. So largely generally could be relatively plain. Okay, so definitely the answer will be 2 only in this. Understood, right, everyone? So institution wrong, largely more or less middle statement. And here, what did you underline in statement 5? In the question 5, statement 1, what did you underline? This also we discussed in the techniques class. Exempted. Very good. Exempted. What is the PYQ related to it? Any idea? What is the PYQ? Two PYQs are there. One is INVITs. Very good. Another is index bonds, if you remember. Inflation, index bond, IIBs. So both the questions are there. Exempted wrong. So obviously, what will be the answer of this question then? What will be the answer of this question? The answer of the question will be statement 1 is not correct and statement 2 is incorrect. Anyways, Zamindari, I think the question has been dropped for some purpose. I don't know. Yes, exempted has been used in Zamindari as well. So fine. Now here again, tell me which statement is definitely extreme. In second statement, which statement is extreme?
Second.
Very good, very good. All 30 critical. Already in the class also we said this time critical minerals question will guarantee be asked in the exam. If you remember, in the class I told you, Bright sir has clearly told you critical minerals question will come in the exam. One second. Okay. Okay, next, as regards this question is about basically bondholders and basically stockholders. So here, bondholders are lenders to a company, whereas stockholders are its owners. Do you accept this? Bondholders are lenders, okay, and stockholders are owners. I think this idea everyone has. No issues. Bondholders are lenders. Fine. Now, for repayment purpose, bondholders are prioritized. So tell me here, for example, you are owner of the company and you have taken loan. Okay. So first owners will be paid, or the person, when you take a loan, you have to pay the loan first. What should you do? Okay. So for example, you got some profits and there is a lot of loan of the company. Will you pay for the owners, or will you pay for the lenders like banks? Obviously, you have to pay for banks. So now tell me here, what is the reason? Like, okay, bondholders are lenders to the company, whereas stockholders are owners. Yes, this could be one of the reason. Because I told you, because you just apply the technique called because. Yes, because why? Bondholders are lenders and companies are owners. And because again you apply, because for repayment purpose, bondholders are prioritized over stockholders by a company. So can I say more or less answer could be A, possibly? Because both the because is working, BB. So possibly you can go for A in this question. Okay, next, India accounts for a very large portion of equity. India's stocks market has grown rapidly in the recent past. There is no regulatory body. So what is the answer? This is an extreme statement. The answer is 1 and 2. Next, circular economy. Yes, here most of the students have doubt. Again, I will tell you the same thing. First of all, circular economy is broad or narrow? Circular economy is broad or narrow? Definitely, circular economy is broad. Okay. Now, if circular economy is broad, if I'll try because again, circular economy reduces the emissions of greenhouse gases because circular economy reduces use of raw material as inputs. Is it making sense? Circular economy reduces the emissions of greenhouse gases because circular economy reduces the use of raw materials as inputs. Is it making sense? Positive or negative? Once you add because. Circular economy reduces the emissions of greenhouse gases because circular economy reduces the use of raw materials as inputs. I'll give you one example. For example, if you reuse steel, okay, steel, what raw material you require for steel? What is the raw material required for steel? Iron ore, very good. So now if I reuse steel, can I say that less iron ore should be mined? And if there is less iron ore mined, can I say less greenhouse gas emissions? Okay, so simple. So definitely reuse, recycle is part of circular economy, right? The three R's. Okay, three R's are part of circular economy. So as such, if you say you use because also, it will make sense. Circular economy reduces the emissions of greenhouse gases because circular economy reduces the use of raw materials as inputs. And second thing here also, circular economy reduces the greenhouse gas emissions because circular economy reduces wastage in the production process. So what should be the answer? Both the because are making sense. So what will be the answer? The answer will be A. Okay, next, capital receipts create a liability. This already you know. Borrowings and disbursements are capital receipts. Interest received on loans creates a liability of the government. Is it liability? Definitely it is not liability. It is a receipt. Okay, so this is a basic question. So the answer will definitely be 1 and 2. Okay, next, coming to Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Yeah, a lot of students have doubt in this question as well. Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Okay, the answer is both 1 and 2. Okay, like again you may ask like he supported Western and all. The question is not about what he supported. The question is about does he have respect to traditional philosophical systems and not. For example, I asked you if you have doubt in the exam, I asked you to go negative. I said he does not have love towards me. So will you accept does not have love? So definitely that statement will be extreme. He does not have love. So here, yes, he possesses great love and respect for traditional. Respect definitely he has. So you don't have to overthink on that. So the answer will be both 1 and 2 in this. Next, non-cooperation. Which one will you eliminate in non-cooperation program? Which one will you eliminate? Boycott is there, observation of strict non-violence, and retention of titles. Obviously, you will eliminate. Okay, so the answer will be only 3. Fine. Next, irrigation device. This we gave in the test also, Aragatta. And I asked you to practice a lot of PYQs. In PYQs also it is there. I think this everyone knows. The answer is B. Next, Matta Vilasa or Vichitra Chitta. Basically, it's Mahendra Varman. Okay, not Narasimha Varman. Mahendra Varman is called Vichitra Chitta. And areas of focus, if you see, high areas of focus goes to Chandragupta. So obviously the answer will be Chandragupta for Payam. And in the next question also, I think who among the following led a successful military campaign against Kingdom Srivijaya? There is only one important name here, more or less. Yes, Cholas also. And the answer will be obviously Rajendra Chola. Okay. Yeah, this is maybe difficult for many students. Simply go for only 2. The answer is also only 2 in this. So Cambodia, Asmaka. Asmaka is basically Godavari. So Cambodia is not Vipas. Avanti also is not Mahanadi. This is wrong. This is wrong. And Kosala, yes, it is Ayodhya. Ayodhya, Saraivu is basically right. So what is the answer? Only 2. You just have to mark only 2 if you do not know the answer. Yes, coming to this question, same thing. I think everyone went with Gwalior and all. But see, before seeing the answer also, I tried to answer this question. We went with Lahore just because odd one out last year also I said same thing. If basic, for example, if Gwalior is really the answer, okay, if Gwalior is really the answer, what should this option be? Possibly. Can I say it could be Lucknow? Any other nearby place, right? Any other Ujjain, Gwalior, Delhi, Lucknow, but suddenly if they are giving you Gwalior, I asked you go for odd one out, and if you have gone for odd one out, you will get the answer Lahore. Okay, and again I'm telling you without seeing the answer itself, first thing I saw, because perfect answer, even we do not know the perfect answer of this question. So once we saw, we decided that mostly we should go for odd one out in this, and this is there in Lucent also. And this year, whoever has prepared Lucent properly, revised Lucent, they are at very good advantage because most of your questions of ancient and medieval have been asked from Lucent. And in the foundation class also, these questions have been clearly covered in the foundation classes. Okay, next, non-cooperation movement, Swaraj. Yes, coming to this question, many institutes are giving answer as both 1 and 2. Okay, but whereas I think the answer should be 1 only, because I'll give you explanation also. See what exactly Gandhiji said is given in one of the IGNOU material. So in that IGNOU material, what it said is the Congress has adopted both civil disobedience and non-payment of taxes. Okay. Then what did Gandhiji say is if non-payment of taxes is now adopted, then definitely we are going to achieve Swaraj within 1 year. This is exactly statement given by Gandhiji. This is not the statement. So this statement is nowhere there. This statement clearly says that if non-payment of taxes is adopted as one of the objective of non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji said that we will achieve Swaraj within 1 year. This is what he said. So this statement does not make any sense with respect to what Gandhiji said. So maybe I feel that this or Bright sir, we discussed, Bright sir and we discussed about this, and we feel that definitely the answer will not be both. The answer will be one only in this. Okay. Next, this we already taught in the class. We gave it in the 500 questions, and Bright sir clearly said that this question may come in the exam this year. Anyways, in techniques wise, what did you mark techniques wise? Six options. Yes, most of the students mark 4. Okay, 6 options 4, 5 options 3. Very good. Here also, more or less, the answer will be 4. Okay, because which states, which countries are not part of Andes? One is Brazil, another is Paraguay. Okay, rest of the countries are part of. So only 4 you can mark. Yes, here lake tones have, you can go for only 2 or only 1, your wish. But yes, the answer is none. Okay, so some exceptions will be there. Yeah, this question last year we discussed clearly about turmeric. In fact, if you see agriculture class, the first slide is turmeric. Okay, so in that clearly we said largest producer is India. Okay, anyways, this more or less no one has doubt. Everyone knew that turmeric is basically India's largest producer and all. But what happened to you? Why students overthinking on more than 30? Already I gave you the technique, right? More than 30 or more than, especially in that AIB, more than 120 countries, more than 100 countries. We have already done that technique. So more than 30 varieties, is it plain or not plain? More than 30 varieties. More than 30 varieties already discussed in the class, already discussed in the prelims mentorship, already given some questions based on more than 30 in the prelims mentorship as well. Okay. So definitely there is no doubt in this. And here Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. You already know Telangana are major. What is major? What is major? Major is subcategory as well as major is plain. Major keyword I told you last year. In the last class also, I think some student asked what is major. Clearly we said that major could be plain keyword. So basically here answer could be more or less 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Next, the amount of dust particles in the atmosphere is more in subtropical and temperate areas than in equatorial and polar regions because subtropical and temperate areas have less dry winds. Is it making sense? Less or more? Dust particles, less or more. Dust particles means more dry winds or less dry winds? Obviously, more dry winds. So, because you just type because and read. If it is not making sense, I told you, accordingly decide. So, what will be the possible answer? Statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is not correct. Okay, in January in the northern hemisphere, the isotherms bends eastward while crossing the landmass and poleward while crossing the oceans because the air over the oceans is warmer than over the landmass. So nothing wrong in this. Okay, it's a very clear explanation given. So both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 explains statement 1. What happened to 25th question? Okay, I did not discuss 25th. Sorry. Yeah, 25th question. Basically, remember, are they asking these statements are right or are they asking evidences? Are these statements are evidences? What is the focus of the question? They are just saying that are these evidences or not? That's it. So are these evidences? Just check that. And what should be the answer? Obviously, all these are evidences. Again, some students overthinking on 6 different masses and all. See, 6 different land masses and all. When you should overthink on this is when they ask you the statement is right or wrong. Here they are not asking you statement is right or wrong. Here they are asking you simply, is it a evidence or not? Okay, so you don't have to overthink on 6 or 5 or 4, whatever it is. Simply you have to see, is it an evidence or not? Okay. Okay, next, coming to this question. Okay, chalk and clay. So tell me here, which is extreme statement? Which is extreme statement? Clay is not at all porous. Obviously, clay is not at all porous is an extreme statement. So what is the possible answer? Obviously, once you know that that is wrong, then there is only one option for you. Only one of the statements 2 and 3 is correct, and that explains statement 1. Okay, because this is chalk is porous and hence can be observed water. This is a plain statement. Once you know this is plain, you don't have to worry much. Okay. Next, Rashtriya Gokul Mission. It is an important for upliftment of rural poor as majority. Again, majority, plain or not plain? Majority plain or not plain? Majority is definitely plain. And it was initiated to promote indigenous cattle and buffalo rearing and conservation in scientific and holistic manner. Scientific and holistic. Plain. Again, this is also plain. So what is the answer? The answer could be both 1 and 2. Okay. Next, studies indicate that carbon emissions from cement are more than 5%. Again, more than 5% of carbon. Anyways, in this type of questions, you don't have to doubt statement 2. And statement 1. Statement 2, silica bearing clay is mixed with limestone while manufacturing cement. And statement 3, limestone is converted into lime during clinker production of cement. Fine. Now I'll just use because and see. Studies indicate that carbon dioxide emissions from cement industry account for more than 5% of global carbon emissions because silica bearing clay is mixed with limestone while manufacturing. Does it make sense? Reason? Is there a flow? As such, there is no much flow in that. Means as such, it is not exactly explaining why there is emissions. So, but are this plain? Is it plain? Adding something in limestone? Is adding something in limestone plain? Very good. Limestone is converted into lime during clinker production, plain. Okay, this is also plain. But here, if I add because, it is not making much sense. So what is the most possible answer for this? You can go for both statement 2 are correct, but only one of them explains statement 1. Okay. Yeah, 29 question. 29 question. Consider the following statements. Without the atmosphere, temperature would be well below freezing points everywhere on that surface. This is a right statement. Some of the institutes are giving this statement as wrong, but this is definitely a right statement. Okay, this is exact statement is given in the IGNOU material. Okay, exact statement, same statement is given in the IGNOU material, so you don't have to worry. So definitely this statement is right, and whoever has gone for 1, 2, 3, yes, you will get the 2 marks. Okay, so there is no ambiguity in this question. The answer is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this question again, it's a very easy question in the exam. Why do you think this is a very easy question? Because of the techniques. Which word you can easily eliminate? Declarations, binding or not binding? Declarations are binding or not binding? Simple, non-binding. So this statement is wrong. So what is the best possible answer? What will be the best possible answer? The best possible answer will be C. Very good. Very good. So non-binding, obviously only one of the statements 2 and 3 is correct, and that explains statement 1. Again, don't overthink on the statement if India's health sector is decarbonized, the resilience of its health sector maybe, and go for neither one, not to do not do that. Okay, already we discussed that best options, and accordingly you can go. In fact, the Secretary of Ministry of Environment has given this statement. He himself said that, okay, if India's health sector is decarbonized, the resilience of its health system may be compromised. It's exactly the statement given by health, the Secretary of India. Anyways, scientific studies suggest that a shift is taking place in Earth's rotation. This everyone will accept. Solar phases are associated. This is also plain statement. But is it the reason? Is this the reason? It is plain, but is this the reason? Obviously, it is not the reason. What is the reason here? As Earth's polar ice melts, the water tends to move towards equator. Definitely, this is the. But this is plain. Statement 2 is plain. Obviously, statement 2 is plain. So, what is the best option? Plain, plain. But because it is not working for statement 2, so answer will be B. Very good. Okay, next Article 6. Again, Article 6 Paris Agreement, they are very broad things. You don't have to think narrowly in this. Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. And if you remember, in the environment, we have given this as the first important topic for 2025. Okay, if you have gone through the important topics, this is the first topic which we said that this year it will come in the exam. So Article 6 of Paris Agreement on climate change, frequently discussed in global discussion on sustainable development. Yes. Why? Because it deals with carbon markets, makes sense, because it intends to promote inter-country non-market strategies to reach their climate targets. So both the because are working. So answer will be A. Next, which one of the following launched the natural solutions? Yes, if you've gone for World Bank, it's okay, no issue. You can go for World Bank. And some students, yeah, they have gone for Asian development. Still, it's okay. So I'll by techniques, I'll consider this as a maybe a bit exception question. But the actual answer is Asian Development Bank. Direct air capture. Direct air capture. With reference to direct air capture and emerging technology, which one of the following statements is correct? First of all, direct air capture is a technology, broad or narrow? It's definitely a broad. So as such, is there any negative statement here? There is no negative statement or opposite statement also is not there. So what is the most possible answer? The answer will be 1, 2, and 3. So broad question already we discussed. There is no negative statement. Answer will be. Yes, this is a very good question to apply techniques here. First of all, these are 3 statements questions. Okay, 3 statements. Like I told you, very this pair and all different thing, but these are 3 statements questions. You just have to identify which is plain, which is relatively plain or middle statement here. Which is plain or middle statement here. Exactly these things we discussed in the mentorship classes as well. In our test series also, we have given you some questions in this way. Which is a middle statement? Middle statement. Middle statement. Middle. In its natural habitat in India is only limited to some forest areas. Some forest areas. Is it a middle statement? Some forest areas? Some forest areas. So can I say more or less relatively 2 has to be selected? Okay, relatively 2 has to be selected. So again, statements questions will go for only 2. So here 2 is selected. So will you go with 2 only or 2 and 3? Only 2. We discussed about only 2 also. So which is best option, C or D? Especially in statements. Okay, so accordingly you can select. So mostly if you are going for only 2, you have to select 2 options in this type of questions as well. So its natural habitat is an arboreal species, and here its natural habitat in India is only, it is an omnivorous. Anyways, 3 anyways are not there. First you have to select is the plain statement. If you have selected 2, then you should have gone for best options. Okay, so best options if you have gone, you will anyways get the answer right in this question. Okay, next, again here also same thing. You have 3 statements are there. Best options you can go if you know certain things. For example, here, largest, what did I say about largest? Is it a numerical? In the last class we discussed largest is a numerical. Some students have asked me what is basically largest. I clearly told them largest is basically a numerical, and 0.5 also is a numerical. So now tell me here, which one will be more or less, or here second rank also is there, rank second. Okay, rank second also, but I think most of the students know this, China first and then India. Fine, I don't think second statement students had doubt. More or less students had doubt in statement 1 and 3. So which is more factual numerical? Which is more factual numerical? 0.5 or largest, which is relatively more factual numerical. 0.5 or largest. Accordingly, you can eliminate in the exam. So if you have eliminated, let us say 0.5. Okay, if you have eliminated 0.5, then accordingly you go for the best options. So if you eliminate 0.5, then the best options are 2 only and 2 and 3. And in the statements questions, yeah, better good to go with 2 options. Okay. Next, 39. 39 cassava, ginger, all 5 are there. So what is the best possible option which we discussed in the last class for 5? For 5, the best possible option is 3. Okay, this we already discussed in the class. Fine. Next, here also, with reference to planet Earth, consider the following statements. Rainforest produce more oxygen than that produced by oceans. What is this statement? Which we discussed in the discussions also. What is this kind of statement? Comparison. Very good. Comparison statement. So if I eliminate 1, 2 only is there, none is there. Which is the best option? 2 only and none. Which is the best option? I asked you, basically, better not go with none. Very rarely we go with none. So best option will be 2 on. Okay. Here, alternative powertrain vehicles, broad or narrow? Alternative power fuel battery electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel cells, fuel cell electric hybrid vehicles. Broad or narrow? Definitely broad. The answer will be all 3. Okay. All types of UAVs can do vertical landing. All types. For example, I'll say UAVs can do vertical landing. Plane or not plane? Only if I say UAVs can do vertical landing. Plane. All types of UAVs, obviously it will become extreme. All types of UAVs can do automated hovering. Again, extreme. All types of UAVs can use battery only as a source of power supply. This is definitely a restriction. So the answer will be no. Yes, in this question, for example, it's a science and tech question. Yes, more or less we'll have broad. But should we go for 4 or 3? This I discussed in the class also. If you remember, HFC's question. Opposite chances are there. Air pollution, water pollution. What is the opposite of cathode? When opposites are there, yes, when opposite clearly is there, anode. Okay, when anode is there, then what is the best possible option for this question? If it is science and tech broad, will you go for all 4 or all only 3 when opposite is there? If you remember in HFCs also, I gave that lubricant lubricant they have given. Yeah, maybe some institutes might have given only 2, but I would say go for only 3. Okay. So that we'll see once a UPSC key out next year, we'll know. But still it will be a speculation. But I would say in the exam, you should go for only 3 in this question. Okay. Yeah, plastics last year, if you remember in the last class also 2024, we discussed chewing gum. So in chewing gum, what did I say clearly? If plastics is there in something, then definitely it has to be there. Means it is broad. So what is the answer? The answer will be all 3. Yeah, in this, again, same thing. Coal gasification technology can be used in the production of how many of them? I think more or less everyone had ethanol and urea. Ethanol and urea. Okay. So did you go with all or did you go with B in this? Yes, some students went with all. Some students went with only 2. No issue. No issue at all. You may get 0.6 here. Minus 0.6. But again, in the microgravity question, did you go for all then? If you have gone for all here, you should have gone for all in the microgravity question as well. Did you go for all in microgravity question, everyone? Which encourages microgravity? Yeah, that is the issue. Like if you have chosen different options, you will go wrong in both the questions. So you have to follow the techniques if you are following the same everywhere. Okay, now coming to this question, some students went with rocket propulsion and all. If rocket propulsion is the answer, can I say C also should be right? They also come under category of rocket only, right? Okay, so the answer can definitely not be C and D. Okay, the answer cannot be C and D. So the answer has to be A or B, and I will leave it to you. You can select either A or B, but the actual answer will be B. No issue. You are going wrong in this, it's still fine. You are going wrong in this, still fine. Okay, no issue. But the actual answer is explosives. Like if you remember RDX, at least like explosive RDX, you can match at least with HMX. And Cl here basically some idea you should have, like chlorine, like Cl is basically chlorine, but it's okay. I don't think that much thinking you can do in the exam. If you know RDX, maybe possibility is there, but still I would say if you're going wrong in that question, still it's okay. But some students went with C and D, which is basically you should not do, because C and D are same options. Okay, so same options you cannot choose. This question, I think we discussed in the class also. So Majorana 1. So what is the answer? This is wrong. So answer will be 1 and 3. Simple. It has been introduced by, already discussed in the techniques class. Introduced by some institution is basically wrong. Yes, now coming to this question, monoclonal antibodies, we were guessing this question will come in the exam. And if you remember, monoclonal antibodies has been discussed in the class clearly. Okay, in the slides also it is there. And clonal, when clonal keyword is there, is it man-made? The word clonal, does it go with man-made? Definitely, the clonal word goes with man-made, no issue. They stimulate immunological due to their ability and all fine. Okay, and here they are used for Nipah virus. Again, no overthinking required. Okay, first of all, this type of things are used where vaccines are not there. Okay, so obviously it's a very broad. If they are saying it is used in something, yes, it could be used. So answer is 1, 2, and 3. Again, science and tech, no overthinking required. Some students overthinking they have done and they have eliminated Nipah virus. Again, they did not say exactly Nipah. They are saying that treating viral infections like that of Nipah virus. Tell me here, is it broad or narrow? Statement 3. They are used in treating viral infections. Okay, definitely it is broad. Okay. Next, no virus can survive in ocean waters. No virus can infect bacteria. No virus can change. Obviously, the answer will be none. Okay. Same question. Same question is there in the 2023 paper. What was that question? Do you remember the question related to coal? Coal plant. Yes, very good, very good. All the questions are PYQs related only. If you know the answer of the PYQs properly, you could have easily marked some of the answers. Okay, now activated carbon, some of the institutes are giving A as answer, but I think the answer should be, or Bright sir also thinks that answer should be B. So why? Because again, same thing, our logic is because. So we just put because and see. Activated carbon is a good and alternative tool to remove pollutants from the effluent streams and to remediate contaminants from the various industries, because activated carbon can be easily synthesized from environmental waste with high carbon content. This because is not at all explaining the thing. Okay. Good and alternative tool is not the question, right? The basically they are asking is it's a good and alternative tool. Tool to what? It is a tool to remove the effluents, right? Okay. Then why do you think it is a good tool to remove pollutants? That reason should be there. Okay. So why do you think it is a good tool to remove this thing? Then definitely attractive because easy to synthesize. See, that is not the question they are asking, right? They asked you activated carbon is a good and attractive tool for what? First of all, see, attractive tool for what? In statement 1, what did they give? Attractive tool for what? Just tell me that first of all. Why do you think in statement 1 it's attractive tool for what? It's attractive tool for absorption. Yes, that is what they are asking, right? Then in reason, what will you look for? Okay, so basically to remove pollutants. Okay, so that is what we think. It's okay, no issue. See, I'm not saying this is the exact UPSC key, right? This is what me and Bright sir think, and accordingly we are going, because my our thinking is basically based on only simple because. Okay, in when I put because there, it has to flow. Can I say that at least? Okay, so we have followed that thing in the techniques also, and here also we will follow the same thing. So when we use because, that flow is not there for the statement 3. But if I use because, there is a flow in statement 2. Okay, because activated carbon exhibits a large surface area and a strong potential for absorbing heavy metal. That is what I'm saying. In the context, see, always I told you, statements, questions, they are, you have to see them combinedly. You cannot see them in a just an isolation way. Okay, so the answer will definitely be statement 2, statement 3 are correct, but only one of them explains statement 1. Okay, only one of them. This explains basically the statement, but this is plain statement. Okay. That is not what they are asking. See, basically the question is absorption or not. That's it. Okay. And activated carbon can be synthesized. See, easily synthesized. There is no issue in that. Already it's a broad question, right? Activated carbon, is it a broad question? Do we need to think narrowly in that? Not required, right? Activated carbon itself is a broad thing. So they can be easily synthesized, no issue. Okay. That too from a waste. Okay, next, with reference to Indian polity, consider the following statements. An ordinance can be amended as central act. The ordinance can abridge fundamental right. Definitely, an ordinance cannot abridge a fundamental. Basically, ordinance is nothing but an act only. Okay, so act cannot abridge a fundamental right. Only constitutional amendment does that. Okay, that too, it has to follow basic structure. An ordinance can come into effect a back date. Yes, that's true. Okay, so the answer is 1 and 3. And here, yes, most of the, again, difference in the keys is here. But I would say the answer is only 2. The answer is not only 3. So students who have gone for only 2, you will be mostly right in this question. Don't worry. Okay. The answer is not only 3 of this. Some students have given some keys saying that Nagaland came through constitutional amendment. Actually, remember, Nagaland has come through Act. Okay. There is a Nagaland Formation Act 1962. Okay. It is clearly given an official source PIB. You just type PIB Nagaland state formation and act. Okay, so that you will get, so accordingly you can answer, but I would say answer is only 2 in this. Okay, definitely it is not all 3. You can consider this answer as only 2. Okay, 53 again they are asking which are there in the constitution. Only interstate council is there, rest of the things are not there. In areas of focus also, I told you non-constitutional bodies question will be asked. And did we say that Lokpal question will come this year? Any student can you confirm? Did we say that Lokpal question will come this year? And Lokpal question came in the exam. Okay. So, which are the following statements? The Constitution of India explicitly mentions that a certain governor acts as his or own discretion. Yes, some discretion explicitly is mentioned for governor, but for president, there is no such thing. And the president of India cannot reserve past without it being forwarded by the governor of the state council. As such, there is no provision in that way. You can go for one only. Yes, and here here I think most of them are marked all 3. So obviously separation is DPSPs, valuing and preserving rich heritage is duties, and children before provision of employment is fundamental rights. Okay, next question is with reference to Constitution of India, if an area is in a state is declared scheduled area, the state government loses its executive power and total administration, assumes total administration, and union government can take over the total administration of the such areas. Does not make sense. Neither one, not very extreme. See, I told you when we should we go for neither. When it is very, very extreme, then only we'll go for neither. Else we'll select one only or 2 only, mostly in the exam. And here also National Automotive Board basically could be automotive is heavy industries, COIR is mostly commerce, and trade also will be, trade will be small, medium or commerce. So trade also will be, so this is a simple thing. Again, here some students are saying that, sir, I went with only one. See, yes, techniques are there, but when techniques you have to use, when the question is very tough. Okay. So when question is very tough, you are unable to understand anything. Yes, I asked you to go for only 2, only 1 or not, or in 5 options, 3 and all. Now here also some students are asking, sir, I went for only 1. Here clearly it is trade and information. Do you really think it will be MSME or commerce industry for trade? Broadly also if you think, this is definitely wrong. Okay, so I asked you interchange you see, and this statement at least you think about that and accordingly go for only one or none. So here you can go for only none in this question. Okay, next, which requires state consent as well. Which requires state consent? Obviously, any list, not only union list. Union list, concurrent list, state list. Any list is amended, definitely state's concurrence also is required. Consent also is required. And conditions of governor's office does not make sense. So you can go for 1 and 2. Next, okay, they have given 4 functions and there are 4 options. Best options is only 2. This already we discussed in techniques also. So you can just go for only 2. Okay. And here the governor of the state. Yeah, this question I want to discuss. With reference to Indian polity, consider the following statements. The governor of state is not answerable to any court for the exercise and performance of the powers and duties of his or her office. No criminal proceedings shall be instituted or constituted against the governor during his or term of office. Members of state legislature are not liable to any proceedings in any court in respect of anything said within the house. Now what happened is, yes, most of the institutes have given answer as 1, 2 and 3. Okay. But do you remember in the classes we discussed Shibu Soren case, bribery case? Anyone? 7 judge bench discussion we discussed in the current affairs class and I think in some of the questions also we have given that. Do you remember bribery case, everyone? In the bribery case, after the class, just type the bribery case, the Hindu. This statement clearly said that they do not have that immunity. Okay. So not in every case. In bribery case, yes, Article 194 is there, Indian polity, but Indian constitution is not given. Indian polity is given. Still, I am saying, yes, UPSC may give answer 1, 2, 3, but I would take the stand of A. Okay. I would not go with 1, 2, 3 because simply Indian polity is given, Indian constitution is not given. And recently, Supreme Court has clearly said that, okay, members of state legislatures do not have liability, especially bribery case related to speech or vote. These two have been given. If you want, I'll send you that exact statement after the class. Okay. So according to that, we are thinking that this statement could be wrong. No, what I'm saying is this exact statement has been given recently, Sailesh. Okay. So you can, okay, I'll try to, I'll post it, okay? After the class, we'll post it. Okay, we have, I have posted the link. If you want to, you can go through this article, okay? The Hindu article is there. Yes, you can go through the case here. Okay. If you have any doubt, I'll discuss after the class. No issue. So 60 is only 2, but still I'm saying the answer could be 1, 2, 3 also. But here, what me and Bright sir feel, that is what we are asking here. Me and Bright sir think that maybe the answer could be 1 and 2 because see, key generally we do not know. It may change in the when UPSC gives it may change. Okay, so that is the reason. So we can defend that why we have choose 1 and 2 based on that article. Okay, so article link also I posted. After the class, we'll see. Okay, we'll discuss that. No issue. This I think everyone knows. The answer is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if you just have to calculate, you will know. And INSTC, some students went with Azerbaijan, but the answer is Iran. Remember, okay, the answer is Iran. India to Central Asia to Europe via Iran. And in this, what is the comparison statement here? Tell me, which is a comparison statement? In 2 major ethanol producers in the world, Brazil and the United States of America, the former produces more ethanol than the later. More ethanol than the later. Obviously, it's a comparison statement. You can eliminate. And here, unlike United States of America, where corn is the principal, and we already know Brazil is known for which production? Brazil is known for sugar. Okay, so more or less students know that. So you went with statement 1 is not correct, the statement 2 is correct. Yes, this question again, lot of students have issue, and this I think in the NDA or CDS question, this wet bulb question has been asked in the NDA. That is the reason we ask you to go through those 4 question papers. Okay, so clearly wet bulb has been given in that NDA or CDS question paper. Anyways, if you ask me, what is the opposite of wet bulb temperature? What is the opposite of wet bulb temperature? The opposite is dry. Okay. So once you have clear opposites like this, I don't think the answer will be both 1 and 2 in this. Okay. There are very less chances the answer will be 1. Basically because dry bulb temperatures basically cause more these tropical cyclones and all. Whereas wet bulb temperatures are more related to your own temperature. Okay. Human temperature or animals and all. That body temperature and all. It is related to that. Okay. So this answer will be only 2. Mostly it will be only 2. I don't think the answer will change. So you can consider definitely that the answer will be only 2 because it is basically variable question. Okay, so wet bulb is there, dry bulb also is there. First statement is basically dry bulb. Second statement is basically wet bulb. Okay, so you can consider the answer as only 2 in this. Next 58,500. I think you already know that 58,500. That answer is right. 48,500. Next, here I think every student knows the answer of this 15th Finance Commission. What is the numerical? 45, is it right? Yes, this we discussed in the class as well. So 41, you just eliminate for 45, you will get the answer. Okay, no issue. Next here, tell me which is the keyword you will underline in this question? Which is according to techniques, which is the keyword you will underline in this question? Yes, it works single-handedly to help and all. Single-handedly is definitely negative. So you can go for 1 and 3. And RTGS and NIFT, same basic knowledge you have to have for this. In RTGS, the settlement time is instantaneous, while in case of NIFT, it takes some time to settle payment. Some time to settle. Okay, some time is okay. And RTGS, the customer is charged for inward transactions, while there is not the case in NIFT. And operating hours for RTGS are restricted on certain days, while there is not true for NEFT transactions. So the answer is 1. Okay, basic, if you have done NEFT, you would know this definitely. And here, if you do not know anything, go for only 3. Okay, so Germany and Bangladesh are not there. So UAE, France, and Singapore. Yes, this question was the most tricky question in the exam. Why? Can anyone tell me why this is the most tricky question? Anyways, we know that either 1 is wrong or 3 is wrong. Because 1 crore is there, 3 lakh is there. More than 3 lakhs. More than 3 lakhs, what did I say? More than 3 lakhs, plain or not plain, relatively? More than a number, I told you, more than a number, more than 120, more than this, already we discussed, especially with countries and all. But anyways, 1 crore solar panels or 1 crore households? 1 crore solar panels or 1 crore households? What is the main objective? 1 crore households. It is not solar panels. Solar panels does not make any sense. A particular house can have 10, 15, 20, 30 solar panels also. Okay. So basically the focus is on households. Okay. 1 crore households. The answer is definitely 2 and 3. There is no issue. Some keys have given 1, 2, 3. Some keys have given differently, but the answer is definitely 2 and 3. Okay. This I think you already know. Sedition has become my religion. Yes, it is definitely public violating salt law. And here dancing girl is bronze. This also you already know. And here Madan Mohan Malviya. This also you know. So there is no doubt in these questions. And here also it is Pune Pact. You already know that. And yes, this is a difficult question to answer. You have gone for only 2. No issue. Okay. So which Portuguese, because you already know from last year papaya is there. So once you know one thing, I also already asked you to go with only 2 in this question. Still, you will go wrong in this question. No issue. Okay. 74 is Pune Pact. There is no issue in that. It's Pune Pact. And consider following countries. Again, yes, this question more than 4 times. It is not even saying 4. Okay, more than 4 times. Yes, some students have gone for only 3, some have gone for only 2. Yes, the answer could be mostly only 2, and this anyway still some contention is there, but I would say the answer will be mostly only 2. Okay, because New Zealand is not there, Australia is also not there, and Brazil has 4 time zones. Okay, so here the question is more than 4 time zones. The answer will be mostly only 2. So students who have gone for only 2, yes, you can take the 2 marks in this, because some of the keys are saying only 3, but still I would say the answer will be only 2. Okay, now this another in Siberia and Nome, this I think more or less should be right. And here when it is Monday in another, it is Tuesday in Nome. So tell me here, Alaska date is ahead or behind? Just tell me one thing, that's enough. In Alaska, date is ahead or behind? Obviously it is behind. So accordingly you can answer this question. The answer is 1 only. Periyar, you already know, self-respect in Periyar. It's a basic question. Yeah, this question, is it given in 500 important questions? Have you gone through 500 important questions? This question will be there in that. Especially Indonesia and Nikhil. Bright sir has taught this in the class as well. Okay. And in 500 questions also, this has been clearly given. And this also, did we give in the exam this year? Test series. Have you given full length? In full length, clearly, diamond question we have asked. So which is the other country apart from Botswana for diamond resource rich? Russia. Very good. Very good. So this also we discussed. And Chile, lithium already you know. So most possible answer is only. Again, some students have gone for only 2. See, content when we taught in the class, okay, if you are not revising, then this is going to happen in the exam. If you have revised this and other things, if you have applied technique, in this also you would have been right. In those things also you would have been right. Okay. Copper, see, Chile, what is the lithium triangle there? Chile, we taught you that the lithium triangle also, right? ABC. Okay. Yes. This, yeah, you can go for only 1 or only 2, your wish. But anyways, the answer is none. So exception, you can consider it as exception. Okay. Now some rare earth elements are used in manufacturing of flat television screens and computer monitors because some rare earth elements have photophorescent properties. So what is the answer? If I use because, the answer will be A. Very good. Okay, here basically not is asked. Tell me in this 3 statements which is plain. In these 3 statements which is plain. Definitely, third statement is relatively plain. Covered system consists of RFID fitted on the track in the station. It's a very plain statement. So when 3 is plain, what is the answer then? If 3 is plain, simply you just eliminate 3. What is the answer? The answer left is 1 and 2. This is a very easiest question in the exam. You don't have to know any content in this. You just have to identify which is plain statement in the exam. Okay. Encourage. How many of the space missions given above encourage and support? Broad or narrow? Definitely broad. What is the answer? Answer is all. Next, again you can go for only 2 in this. Already we discussed this pair, only 2. And silver iodide, potassium iodide. This I think most of the students know. Whoever is preparing for state exams, whoever is preparing for PYQs and all, this question is already there. Silver iodide and potassium iodide. And here the excess of this power by president can be subjected to limited judicial review. This definitely president can exercise this power without the advice. Definitely wrong. And here on the dissolution of the House of People, the Speaker shall not vacate his office until the immediate before the first meeting of the House. This is definitely true. According to provisions of Constitution of India, a member of House of the People on being elected as Speaker shall resign. Constitution, definitely it is not there. So 2 is not there. The answer is simple. Answer is 1 and 3. If any question arises for member of the House has become subject to disqualification, it is Speaker. and there is no mention of the word political party. Again, it is not saying defined. It is just asking, is it mentioned or not? So political party is mentioned. And where is it mentioned? Yes, it is mentioned in the 10th schedule. 10th schedule. So what is the answer? The answer will be neither one nor two. In India, state governments have no power for making rules for grant of in respect of minor minerals. Very extreme statement. So obviously statement 2 will be right. So the answer will be statement 1 is not correct. Statement 2 is correct. And this we taught in the class. Can anyone tell me, is this taught in the class? Nature restoration law, and even in the 500 questions also, this question has been given. Okay. So the European Union has been taught. So European Union. Anyways, areas of focus also, you have gone for European Union. Now, panchayats at the intermediate level exist in all states. Intermediate level exists in all states. Wrong. To be eligible to be a member of panchayat at the intermediate level, a person should attain 30 years. 30 is definitely wrong. And chief minister of a state constitutes a commission. Obviously, it is not chief minister. Generally, it's governor which constitutes. Yes, this question is difficult question, but I would say how to answer this question easily. For example, should I underline 7 members? We'll go by just techniques. Okay. First of all, more or less, all are not plain. Okay, here, okay, multiple these things are there. Founding is there again. Founding members. Again, founding members is there. Relatively, we are not sure. Okay. 7 members. Dhaka Declaration, 1999. And here BIMSTEC subsector tourism is led by India. Basically, all are not plain. So tell me here, where are the two numericals? Where are relatively two numericals? Like 7 members and 1999. So now BIMSTEC has 7 members. Any idea about that? BIMSTEC has 7 members. Basic knowledge, BIMSTEC has 7 members or not. If you have that basic knowledge, then what you can do is you can select this one and you can eliminate this one. Simple. Okay. Because both cannot go in the question. Okay. So here, what is the most possible answer? If you know 7 members, 1 is definitely there and 2 cannot go. So 2 you can eliminate. What about 4? Will you select 4? Led by India. BIMSTEC subsector tourism is led by India. Obviously, it will be not plain. So the best possible answer here will be 1 only. And accordingly, you can answer. Okay, here also, generally in committees, how many members should be there? Generally in committees, how many members should be there? So this is exactly even I have I thought when I read this question, this is exactly how I thought in the in this question. Like any committee, generally we see 3 members should be there. Okay, so at least the answer should be B and C. The answer should be B and C. Tell me in B and C which is the best option. Will President and Prime Minister be same in the committee? President, Prime Minister? What are the chances of that? President is also there, Prime Minister is also there. There are very, very less chances. Okay. And anyways, in this type of committees, mostly it will be Prime Minister. And accordingly, you can answer in the exam. Gagan, again, technology, restrictive statement. It will provide benefits only in aviation, but not in other means. Restrictive statement. You could easily answer this question. Rest are plain. So 1 and 2. Yes, this also we taught in the class. A Action Summit held and clearly we said that India has co-chaired. Okay. So anyways, co-chaired and all last year also, like in the elimination classes also, I told you co-chaired is generally observer, co-chaired and all will be plain. So co-chaired with India. Anyways, half of the statement is already right. You don't have to think much. Along with other countries, US and UK also signed the declaration. So do you think US will sign such declarations with whatever happening recently? Okay. So in which would be more wrong in this question? Which will be more wrong? Obviously, this US signing or these 2 countries signing will be more wrong, and you could have gone for 1 only. And many students have applied this in the same way. and they've got the answer. And here we'll go for only 2, no overthinking. Yes, the answer is all 4, but yes, you will get minus 0.6 in that, no issue. Yes. And in the mains, in the test series, I gave you a lot of questions in this way. And every time what we have done is according to priority, what you need to eliminate. In the test series, when in the discussions also, I told you many times that theme will have highest priority when they ask you in this way. Theme will have highest priority. So if you eliminate theme, again you can go for best options. And this current affairs already we taught you in the class. So Indonesia has become a full member of the BRICS. And anyways, member I told you generally plain. Member, someone becoming member, I told you it's a plain. So you could have gone for 1 and 2 in this. Okay. Anyways, only 2. Anyways, you can apply that only 2 also. So 1 and 2 could be the answer. Theme always has priority of elimination. What happened to 96? 96 answer is all 4. That's an exception. Go for only 2. You'll anyways get minus 0.6 in that. It's okay. Okay, now Lokpal question is there. This we already told you that this question will come in the exam, definitely. So here, if you say Lokpal cannot inquire into Prime Minister, is it true? Cannot inquire into a corruption against Prime Minister? Definitely, it is wrong. So 4 you can eliminate. And chairperson or shall be member of parliament and only the Chief Justice of India. Plain or not plain? Obviously not plain. 2 also you can eliminate. Now we generally we do not go with none, we'll go with 3. Simple. So if you have gone with the techniques also, you would have easily been correct here. Some students like went with none here, there also somewhere none. Again, see, I told you if you are following the techniques, you have to follow the techniques in all the questions. Consider the following statements in respect of first COCO. This Bright Sir has covered in the current affairs class, if you remember. Okay, so clearly it was mentioned it is in Delhi. Now tell me what exactly you have done in the exam in this. Did you apply one right, one wrong, or did you apply interchange? This same question is there regarding sports in PYQ. If you remember, there is a PYQ where exactly sports question, same men-women awards they have given, and what technique they have used there? Chess cup. Yes, very good, Walter. Chess cup. They have used interchange in that thing. So similarly, these type of questions we have given in the test series also for you. Okay, so some questions will be interchanged in this way, men, women, and all. So mostly, yes. In fact, many students went with one only by applying this technique in the exam. And that's really good that you have applied that. Okay. Anyways, again, here also will not go with none. So you can apply one right, one wrong kind of thing because both are talking about first ever, youngest ever, and here also they're talking world's youngest winner and all. So answer either it should be 1 only or 2 only. Tell me which is more wrong in this one, which has more content, which has more facts. Here, see, first of all, 45th, Gukesh became world's youngest after defeating again some player, and that some player name is also there. Okay. Whereas here, if you see Abhimanyu Mishra, an American chess player, holds the record of world's. So it's a relatively less not playing. Okay. So relatively less playing. So you can go for only 2. Anyways, we are not going for neither. So that's it. So this is how you should have attempted this question. And 96, okay, I'll just go through 96 once again. But as far as my knowledge goes, it should be all. Okay. I'll check it once again. No issue. I'll check that once again. So, but this is how exactly you have to answer the questions. This is how you have to deal with the question paper. So, the approach also should be exactly in this way. Okay, the approach as well. So here event Delhi is there. Delhi already we taught you that mostly Delhi is right in the slides also it is there in the current affairs slides. And here you should have applied interchange. Okay, so basically here 6440 could be for men and here it could be for women. Okay. So I hope you understood how the question paper should be handled and how you need to apply the techniques, how you need to see plain, how you see not plain, how you need to underline the statements, Okay, so this is exactly you have to do, and some exceptions are definitely there. I'm not saying that there are no exceptions. Definitely exceptions will be there. Every time we see those exceptions in the exam, but I would say still crossing 90 should not be an issue if you have applied the techniques properly. Okay, so crossing 90 should definitely not be an issue if you have applied properly techniques. Okay. So I think more or less many students have time management issue. So that is the reason our test series, you see lot of statements will be there, very lengthy question paper will be there. Why we are doing that? Because UPSC tends to do that. Okay, so UPSC tends to give very lengthy papers, and you have to practice very lengthy papers. Okay. So if you have any other doubt, you can ask me or Bright sir. Okay, so the cutoff and all, see, don't worry about cutoff. It will definitely not increase. Okay, I would say that. So I would not like to predict, or me or even Bright sir also does not want to predict it. So we just want to say that it will definitely not increase. Okay, why? The reason is CSAT. Okay, CSAT has been tough. So when CSAT is tough, you know that already what happened in 2023. So in 2023, what was the cutoff? In 2023, the cutoff was 75. So when CSAT is tough, obviously cutoff will go down. So that's it. Yeah, CSAT passages will be provided separately. CSAT passages, Brightsir will be providing you CSAT passages answers separately. You can just get it from the Telegram group. Any other doubts you have, you can ask me on Telegram. Okay, you can post the question to Brightsir or me. If you have any other doubt, or if you have any other like source that the answer could be other thing and all, you can just let us know. Mostly we have gone through most of the things, and this could be most like I would feel like more or less most of the questions we have given right, except maybe one or two. Okay, one or two. Obviously, UPSC key will differ in some of the questions, but rest of the questions, yeah, the answer will be more or less what we have given. Okay, so that's it for today. And we shall there will be mains mentorship program for you. So it will start from June 1st, and if you are confident that you will be clearing prelims, and also if you are giving for 2026 also, so 2026 as well, so you should attend that course. Okay, so we'll give the details in the group. So thanks everyone. For details and all, you can just contact me or Bright sir. Take care.